Hi, I am Dr. Pam Garcia, and I am coming to you from my office. And you guys, I'm recording this video for the folks who are in my group coaching program in 2015 as a little added bonus because we got together in January and we had a really powerful weekend-long experience together, and a lot of you guys really connected to something within you, the dreams within you that you really want to have come true in your life. And during that weekend, a lot of powerful things happened. Things shifted in you and you got excited. And some of you signed up for group coaching with me, and you signed up for the individual part of the group coaching as well. So you started coming to see me once a month individually, and you started reconnecting with each other in the group coaching calls, and you're going to be reconnecting in the full day group coaching experience that we're having in July. And then again, we're going to reconnect in the fall for a full weekend. So you have a lot of support. Even so, there are plenty of hours in between the support where it is easy to get lost and to forget about your goals. So I wanted to give you a little bonus video to encourage you and remind you about your goals. So one of the things, this is completely impromptu. I want to let you know I haven't planned it. I'm going to say for more than about 10 seconds. I just felt compelled to bring this to you. So it's just really off the cuff. But I wanted to remind you about the reasons why we lose touch with our goals, okay? One of the reasons is that we are usually breaking through into a new area. So when you go into a new area, you might remember from the comfort zone, when you move into a new area from an old area and you break past the comfort zone, limiting beliefs come up. And in addition to that, you may be getting out of touch with your more comfortable skill set. So you might need to be developing new skills, and you're not quite as skilled at some of the things that you would naturally and normally do. So in that space, you might feel very isolated and alone. And that is the time to really reconnect with your coach, in this case me. It is really important for you to stay out of the isolation mindset, because success is really a team sport, and I'm a part of your team. In addition, our group is a part of your team. So I want you to think about that as well, and how you could implement connecting with another person in the group as an accountability partner, or maybe even using my masterminding group that I have set up that is accessible to all of you, which is the Club Fearless Mastermind, and you can come every month to that and reconnect again with your goals. So that you stay out of the isolation mindset, and you stay out of the limiting belief mindset, and you continue to expand your skill set. But I also want to talk to you about what you do on a daily basis to reconnect with those goals. So some of you just wake up and you do your normal routine. And remember that your normal routine got you here, and you're moving to here. So what got you here isn't going to get you here. You've got to be able to do something different that gets you from here to here. You can't keep doing all the same behaviors that got you here and expect to get up to here. You've got to do some things that are different. And one of the things that really helps people is to reconnect with the vision book that we created at a workshop. And one of those things, for example, is you could, or the vision board, if you've decided to implement a vision board instead, to really visually connect with that on a daily basis. Now, when do you do that? So the best time to do this, in my opinion, is first thing in the morning or last thing at night, or both. So what you want to do is you want to really look at those pictures, just flip through your book or look at the pictures on your vision board, and just reconnect. Just spend some time being aware of what it is that you're wanting to create for yourself. Just giving yourself some time and space for your mind to be in a non-judgmental zone, and just imagining what it would feel like to receive all of the good that you wanted for yourself and all the good that you intended for yourself when you created the vision board. Even if it seems like so audacious what you put in there, it doesn't matter. Just reconnect to it, because that's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you inspired. Another thing that you can do is really take a look at, I'm just looking at a few things, a few notes that I have here that help me. Oh yeah, visualizing. So visualize your day. So in the beginning of the day, hopefully at the beginning of the day, you just kind of take a few minutes before you get out of bed even, and close your eyes and just think about what you're grateful for. Get into a very happy headspace and think about what you appreciate. And then after you've had a few minutes of doing that and just breathing for a bit, then visualize what it is you're creating in that day that is moving you towards your goal. So again, reconnecting with the goal. Now, why is the goal so important? Well, I have two answers to that. On the one hand, it's not important, okay? Because you are not your results, you are not your goal, you are not your behaviors, you're not your anything really. You're bigger than all of that. So from that sense, it's not important. But from the other sense, it is important, because this is what you've decided that you want for yourself. This is what you're committing to. This is what you want to create. And it gives you some direction and context to your daily behaviors. Otherwise, it's just like you're a ship just floating adrift, you know. But if you have a destination that you want to get to, now you're a ship with purpose. So if you live with a few goals that are connected to your ultimate values and life purpose, then it becomes symbolic. Your actions, I mean, become symbolic of that greater purpose that you have, and you're allowing yourself to live a life of higher integrity, higher purpose, and higher meaning. That tends to feel gratifying, and it tends to connect you with your long-term fulfillment, as opposed to just living life based upon reacting to the day. So an email comes in and you just react to it, or a phone call comes in and you react to it because you're not in purpose. But when you move on to your purpose, then these things that happen, these daily hassles, are just seen as daily hassles. They lower in importance, and what your values are and what's meaningful to you and important to you and what you want to create with your life and with your time here, that elevates in your focus. So that's why it's good to reconnect with your goals and to have your main goals laid out and to visualize those. The other reason that sometimes we lose connection with our thinking is we're not taking action on a regular basis. So not just visualizing, but actually getting into action, taking action. Even if it's just a small action, it can really be very powerful. For example, I decided that I wanted to do an audiobook recently, and I just was playing with the idea, and I thought, it's not going to go anywhere unless I take action. So I immediately got online and I looked at recording studios and I started learning about that. And then I brought the topic to my coach, Steve Chandler, and he said to me that, this was a doable goal, and he talked to me about how he did it. And so I tried to take some notes about what felt good to me that I could apply to my own life from his experience. Things like relaxing and really having fun with it, and not being too intense while you're doing it, and reading through the book first, learning which words I wanted to emphasize. So in learning about that from him, then that increased my skill level so that I was able to then decide to go ahead and implement my goal and take even more action. So then I set up an appointment. That was another action. And then I cleared space in my calendar and just had it ready to go with the sound engineer, and he came to my office and we recorded the audiobook. And the next stage is that I need to listen now to the audiobook and make sure it sounds good. And I'll just keep moving into action, into action, into action. But things don't happen unless you take action. So sometimes we get stuck in the fantasy and we don't take any action. So if you can just let yourself take a baby step every day, you're going to find that you're taking action. And even if it isn't every day, even if it's a baby step every other day or every few days, those baby steps add up. That's the thing. We forget that they add up. We're just looking at, why don't I have the finished product? I don't have the finished product. Well, of course you don't have the finished product. You just have the idea. You can't go from idea to finished product unless you start taking consistent action. Okay, so be easier on yourself. Another reason is that we lose connection with our goal is we forget to acknowledge the successes that we have. So many of my therapy patients specifically, not so much with the coaching clients, because usually they've already had the therapy with me or with someone else, and now they're moving into coaching. They're in a different phase of their development. But so many of my therapy patients, when they're still in the space of emotional healing, sorry about that. When they're still in the space of emotional healing, they will get into a place where they do not give themselves credit for those action steps that they have taken. And so part of my role is to help them learn how to give themselves reinforcement. And in fact, the research on depression shows that people with depression seem to have deficits in self-reinforcement. So it's something that we can all learn from, is that self-reinforcement, giving yourself that pat on the back and saying, look, yeah, I did this. It may not be finished yet, but I've done this and this and this. And now I'm, ready to take the next step, but really connecting with what you've done and giving yourself that credit. We will talk in our next workshop more about mirror work, and I will teach you more about how to give yourself credit on a daily basis in the evening. But in the meantime, you can do this through journaling. You can do it when we're in the group coaching call. You can call in and tell us about your successes, because this encourages everyone, including yourself. So it's a ripple effect. And the other thing I wanted to tell you guys about, yeah, when you go into the mental funk place, which we can all go into, one of the things that my psychology hero, Dr. Albert Ellis, used to always say is cherchez le should, cherchez le must, look for the should, look for the must. And something that my coach Steve has worked with me a lot on is, what am I doing right now to argue with reality and to say that reality isn't good as it is? Why am I saying that reality isn't good as it is? What is wrong with it being as it is? Why can't I just, look at what is and decide, that maybe there's something right about it, and looking at the good part about what is. So when you're getting in that space of like frustration that you're not reaching your goal, or that you've even gotten out of touch with your goal, or that you've abandoned your goal for a period of time and now you're kind of reconnecting with it, and you feel even some guilt about abandoning the goal, or you're getting into fear of rejection, then in that time, that's a really good time to ask yourself, where's my should, where's my must? Am I saying that this should be done by now? Am I saying that I shouldn't encounter any resistance along the way, or that it should be totally easy, or that I should be able to fit the goal in without making any life changes? What am I arguing with? And how might accepting reality really be to my benefit? What is something good that could be coming from all of this? So anyway, I love you guys very much, and I'm looking forward to our group call today. And I really can't wait to see your progress and to hear about what's going on, and to coach our person who's in our hot tub for coaching. Remember, we relax into the hot tub because we want to get into the creative space with our coaching. We don't want this to be some sort of like bully thing, or hey man, you got to get into shape. That's not what this is about. This is about allowing you guys to fulfill what you're here to do and making it okay and supporting you. Which I'm just so honored again to be your coach and to be here for you in that journey. So anyway, I'll see you guys real soon. Big hugs, and remember to get some hugs today, because hugs give us energy. And just reconnect to those goals, okay? Bye.